What is up, guys? It is Astro and we're back with another Airmech Strike cast. And this time it is a ranked 1v1 on the map Salt. It'll be between R3ddog on the left side, you know and we love him, in the classic striker. And his opponent will be a new face to Airmech Strike. This is Sergeant in the classic Osprey. And from what I know about Sergeant, played a few games against him. Very, very talented player. He's from console. I'm not sure whether Xbox or PS4. But yeah, very, very good from console player that has recently migrated over to Airmech Strike along with a lot of other players. So nice to see him around, and he's really good. Lost a lot of games versus him, to be honest. I think we played like 4 games or something, and then I only ended up taking one of the games. So very, very good, and he even introduced kind of like this new meta and this new playstyle that he's super, super good at. And that's this Osprey Dillo thing. Osprey Dillos and Busters is pretty much what he uses. But it's been working so far. He's won a lot of games. A lot of people are talking about him. So good, talented player. R3ddog, as we know, one of probably the best Airmech players of all time. Also recently returned to Airmech Strike and is doing great things. So this should be a super, super good match. So we will get started. And both players super normal, you know, going with their standard openings, capturing all of their outposts. Sergeant looks like he will be starting on mid, top mid. This is really, really dangerous. 2 armadillos versus a 1 T99. I think the socketed T99 will at least kill one of them. But Sergeant, good job on him to ferry support armadillos over to kill the T99, and he's not going to lose any of them. And in fact, just going to sit here and heal while R3ddog does his thing, jumping around. Not going to get too much done. I don't think he's going to do any lasting damage. And Sergeant even ferrying over a Gaddy that's going to chase R3ddog away pretty soon. And yep, forced to get out of here. R3ddog probably a little bit worried now. Going to get started on mid, or no, he's going to try and do some unit snipes. Is going to get the box. R3ddog picking up 6,000 credits, so good on him. But Sergeant pretty much matching his upkeep just because Dillos, so you can make more of them, because Dillos only cost 4,400 credits. So over time, you're going to be able to make more Dillos than you are going to be able to make Longhorn or Gemini, etc. So Sergeant has actually taken mid, and he's probably going to start ferrying over now. No, is not going to start ferrying over. He even has zippers out for distraction fire, but the zippers are getting taken down pretty quick, and R3ddog is here with his mech as well. So I don't think Sergeant, oh, actually low on health, might get finished off. No, will not get finished off. And that was a little bit scary, but oh, Sergeant is still here with a lot of units, and actually still has creeps here as well. But R3ddog's units are not really taking that much damage, and meanwhile Sergeant is losing a lot. And R3ddog's even focus firing Sergeant over the outpost, and his outpost just got taken, so it's low on energy. But Sergeant is pretty much ferrying everything over here, still dropping the zippers as distraction fire, and R3ddog is ferrying over even more units. Did lose 2 Longhorn though, and I think R3ddog actually might have to pull back out of this. Sergeant still alive, keeping this going. Even still using the zippers, and even has a buster out now, is going to land in Q heal. Is going to be okay. As long as this outpost is still under blue control, it's going to be pretty rough. And Sergeant actually is going to get taken down. Now this is R3ddog's opportunity to come back into the game, and instead he's going to actually choose to drop a Gaddy over here. I really think he should be focusing on mid. If he moves up all of his units, he can probably kill a lot over here. And there's not even a little bit of AA at all. In fact, only Gaddy is he needs to push up, I think, and he's pretty much squandered his time, other than placing the Gaddy over here. Or maybe the Gaddy was the distract for the units moving up. But yeah, this rock here actually blocking a lot of tank shots, so that buster is able to survive. And it looks like Sergeant actually is going to choose to pull back and retreat. And really low on health, almost getting focus fire down. Actually might die here still. No, actually I think he's going to be fine. He's going to get away. But yeah, this outpost still neutral. R3ddog did lose a Gaddy for that, but I think losing a Gaddy is okay, considering Sergeant was unable to take the middle outpost. So yeah, Buster's coming out now for Sergeant, and this is pretty much his classic composition, is the Busters and the Armadillos, and it's been working, especially with that Osprey mech in support. But he's actually going to start bringing out some artillery right now. But R3ddog with a lot of ratchets here, but all of his units are clumped up, so the artillery is going to be super, super effective in this situation. You can see 4 units right there taking damage from 1 artillery shot, so he's going to get that AoE damage in. Meanwhile, the bottom lane looking pretty undefended, actually. Sergeant with 4 armadillos at this bottom outpost. R3ddog with absolutely nothing, so I think he needs to be a little bit wary of a potential bottom push, especially since Sergeant has armadillos, so he can spam them out really, really fast. And R3ddog actually moving up his Longhorn here, and he will actually pick up a Gaddy kill, so good job from R3ddog to micro up and get that gaddy kill. And some artillery out even. And the artillery, 2 artillery now pounding in on these units, and this ratchet's a little bit out of range, a little bit misplaced by R3ddog. Probably will notice that soon enough. Yep, as I say that, yeah, gonna ferry back the ratchet. But yeah, losing, or his tanks at least, all of his units are getting super damaged by all of this artillery. And R3ddog even placing down a Tesla tower, sort of deal with this random zipper spam. Not gonna accomplish too much, pretty much just tossing away credits, I think. And more artillery just coming out, and R3ddog doesn't really have an answer to this artillery. He is going to lose this fight eventually unless he figures out what to do about this artillery. And I think he's just, his plan is to just out micro and out snipe units over here, but I think it's going to be kind of hard to do, especially versus an Osprey. And looks like he will be going for that center island. I don't know if it's the island. I don't think it's the island. It's just center area. And ooh, R3ddog actually will pick up the box. Sergeant trying to get it, will not get it in time, but he will lose a Longhorn for it. So 6,000 credits lost, but 6,000 credits gained. R3ddog is actually no better off. I guess he did deny the box from Sergeant, so that's something. And Sergeant is going to try and contest R3ddog over here with 3 armadillos, but R3ddog has sword out now. It's level 2 sword actually, in fact. So that's going to be a lot of AoE damage, especially versus some squishy armadillos. And it looks like Sergeant is going to try and micro up some busters here. A little bit out of range, so that buster is not going to do too much. And the artillery I was worrying so much about earlier is actually not doing too much, especially versus these 3 ratchets. And this buster is kind of tanking all the damage. And Sergeant will move the busters up into firing range now, and they will snipe 1 Longhorn. R3ddog does see this for sure now. Stacking creeps, I think his plan was to take the middle. Might have grinders in queue. I think he for sure he has a few grinders in queue. And that's his plan, is to either get a kill on Sergeant, stack the creeps, push them into the outpost, then drop a bunch of grinders and move all of his units up. But he did lose a lot of tanks while he was doing that, so not looking that good. Actually, only 2 busters and 1 Longhorn here for Sergeant, or for R3ddog, and Sergeant has way more units. So if he notices that, he could definitely take advantage and probably start ferrying over as well. R3ddog, noticing that he's a little bit light on units, gonna ferry over 1 grinder to prevent that. Man, they're like reading my mind. And actually going to bring over another buster and another ratchet as well, just to help tank that artillery damage. And actually Zipper's coming out from Sergeant. Maybe he's going to use this as a distract so he can start ferrying over himself. And I think that's exactly what he's going to do, using the Zippers to distract for his busters. And now he's going to make his move, and actually probably will get mid off of this. No, all the Zippers are dying, and R3ddog is here with his mech actually, in fact, and Sergeant will pull back. Yeah, choosing to pull back, not quite fast enough, gonna have to land, not enough energy over this post, and we'll lose a ratchet for it actually, as well as all of those zippers. So a lot of credits pretty much just tossed down the drain for Sergeant. And meanwhile, this outpost has been neutralized. There is another box out on the field. R3ddog will grab it. R3ddog has gotten all 4 boxes this entire game. Sergeant not picking up a single one yet, but Sergeant will cap this post back and basically back where we started. R3ddog's actually saving that box for later, just gonna socket it. Might actually use it for the level. Yeah, it looks like he will try and kill the box and get the 3600 XP that you get from killing a neutral lockbox. And Sergeant a little bit stumped as to what to do. I think he's gonna try and do a middle push. R3ddog has cleared out his side of the neutrals right here, but Sergeant's neutrals are still here, so a little bit sketchy. This box is low on health, but not quite dead yet. R3ddog is gonna start killing it now. And this artillery at middle for Sergeant, he has 1, 2, 3, 4 RDs invested in. These RDs are not doing anything, no damage whatsoever to these tanks. All of the damage is being healed up super fast by these 4 ratchets. So basically just tanking all the artillery fire almost seems useless right about now. And R3ddog picking up a Dillo snipe, so good job on him. You want to be sniping units as much as you can, as much as freaking possible. And will failure over some Longhorns over here to get these neutral kills, trying to get that XP. I think he's looking for Goliaths or Devastators. Probably Goliaths right now. Floating 40k. Definitely saving them for Goliaths. And Sergeant with a bunch of Dillos over here. I don't think R3ddog has seen that. Don't know where these Dillos are going. Probably over here, up to here, or it might come from behind. But there's a lot of creeps here. Those are going to do some damage to the Dillos. And this is a little bit sketchy. If he kills the ratchets, the artillery will start to pound as well too. So I think he should prioritize killing the ratchets, and the artillery will do so much damage to these tanks. And R3ddog definitely sees the Dillos coming in now. It does have a Tesla turret as well to sort of deal with this. The Tesla turret is going to prevent the outpost from being captured. I think Sergeant really trying to get the take on this outpost so he can start dumping stuff from Q as well. And really low on health actually will get finished off. So R3ddog getting first blood there, as you heard the announcer say. And meanwhile, R3ddog's creeps did get stopped right in front of the artillery, so the artillery is going to kill basically all of R3ddog's creeps. And meanwhile, R3ddog level 7 with the Goliaths. I was right. He was saving his credits for Goliaths and Whoppers actually. R3ddog is upkeep capped almost, and Sergeant almost upkeep capped too. Don't know if he has Whoppers of his own. I can't see them in his loadout, but I assume so. Probably in his second loadout. And actually ferrying over a lot of units to this middle island. He wants to take control of it. I guess R3ddog low on health needs to get out there, and actually overextending his stay is going to get taken out by the armadillos. But meanwhile, these units are being pushed over here, and Sergeant does scout it right now, and is going to, no, actually did not scout it. Oh yeah, he definitely did. He sees it now for sure. Okay, I think he's prioritizing taking this over defending from this, but at this rate, they're basically just going to trade posts. R3ddog's probably going to come over here, stop these units, or maybe just set them on Y. If they're set on Y, then Sergeant has to commit to fort defense. Then R3ddog can probably take this back as well as this post back, and I think that's exactly what his plan is. So R3ddog has now captured Sergeant's forward, and Sergeant has captured R3ddog's forward. And this is going to be quite a game, ladies and gentlemen. And Sergeant low on health, wow, actually going to get finished off. So R3ddog has a chance now to take this outpost as well. And that's exactly what he's going to try to do. All these tanks are set on T. And Sergeant nowhere to be seen. His upkeep cap cannot actually even produce more units. And R3ddog's creeps did walk in and take this. And will he be able to keep it? That's the question. It looks like he will be able to keep it. Or once his new creeps walk in, he will be able to take it. And it looks like R3ddog has neutralized this outpost as well. And is probably going to be able to take this outpost. So a little bit scary for Sergeant. Now, there's a lot of units really close to his forward, and he doesn't have a single outpost under his control. And his units are kind of like, yeah, scattered in random places like here and here. And this Tesla tower actually doing a bit of work. Oh, Bertha even out. Oh, that was Bertha is what's killing everything. So if Sergeant doesn't come back to this area for a while, these Dillos are going to get shredded by this Bertha. And it's going to be basically a free mid-take for R3ddog. And, oh, actually ferrying over the Dillos here to neutralize this. But in the meantime, R3ddog is pushing his units back towards mid. And at the same time, he's pushing these units out. What a masterful play from R3ddog to pincer all the units here in mid. And Sergeant knows this is happening, and he can't even come here to micro because he doesn't have outposts. He can't get energy anywhere except his fort. And R3ddog is just focus firing him every time he comes back. So Sergeant isn't even going to be able to rescue any of these units. R3ddog going to get the focus on Sergeant. No, actually will not. Sergeant will pull back a few units, but not going to be too much in the grand scheme of things. R3ddog with a decisive advantage now, 46 upkeep to 24, basically free to push out from here. I'd say he pushes out on T, takes this outpost, or, oops, I don't know what happened there, or he could push on Y and honestly take this as well. It's not too heavily defended. And yeah, R3ddog in one swift move going to take a big advantage in the game, even floating 20k more credits, queuing up 3 more Goliaths, which is going to be pretty deadly. But I think Armadillos and Musters, good low-cost counter to Goliaths. But Sergeant is level 7 now, can build Goliaths of his own, and as I say that, is going to bring out his first Goliath onto the field. But R3ddog going to have 5 Goliaths soon. And level 9 actually can start building Devastators, which I know he has a queue. He always carries Devastators. And Sergeant's going to have a hard time defending this. I think all these units will end up dying pretty soon. And Sergeant, ooh, he's going to attempt the defense. But yeah, the Goliaths are just tanking all the damage for the Longhorn in the back. And Longhorn will provide the DPS. And Sergeant with a grinder, but grinders kind of fall off hard, especially versus Goliaths. And yeah. Ooh, R3ddog pausing. Actually, I don't know. Maybe Sergeant can get this defense off. Especially if he keeps spamming Dillos and keeps microing like he is. Especially because R3ddog's units are kind of derping. And it looks like he will set them on T to capture. But as long as this post is still under Sergeant's control, or Sergeant is alive, he's going to have a hard time microing. And he's really low on health, and R3ddog will actually get the finish on Sergeant. But a lot of his units have died, and he needs to get them neutralized, I think. If R3ddog can get them neutralized here, he will be okay, probably. But if not, I think he's going to have a hard time taking this post. This Goliath might go down, probably will go down. No, actually R3ddog is here, and Sergeant will surrender, actually. A little bit surprised. He definitely had a bit of an opportunity there to take that back.
if he came back with some Dillos, brought these Dillos over here, you probably could have defended this. It jumped around with his mech. There's not really any AA here. And R3ddog didn't really get the neutralize too early on this post. I think there was some opportunity for a comeback there, but Sergeant deciding otherwise and is going to surrender, so that makes R3ddog the victor. Congrats to R3ddog. Well played by Sergeant. Definitely shows you how you can make aggressive moves and end up winning mid. You notice that R3ddog didn't really build any artillery at all except for Bertha at the end there, and he still ended up winning the mid fight without artillery at all, despite being versus an Osprey on Salt. So using the aggressive moves to take this post. I think Sergeant should have defended versus trying to go and take this post, and I think he would have been a little bit better then. But yeah, R3ddog coming out on top, and this has been Astro. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast, and peace.